Guys, the first mistake to avoid is learning to say no. If you're an African child with African parents, this is very essential. You notice that you have to pay your black tax, and if you don't know what black tax means, it means sending money home to your parents, to your siblings, just to support in their education, support with your parents health, and a lot of other expenses. You notice that a lot of young people, especially here in Lagos, Nigeria, in Africa, and even in the world, they don't have any savings in their 20s, no emergency fund, nothing at all, because 95% of the amount of money that they are making is going straight to their parents. Anything can happen. I'm not against giving money to your parents, because I usually send money to my mom. I have a particular amount of money that I send to her every month, and then a particular amount of money that I send to for my siblings upkeep every month, and then that's about that. Okay, so if you continue giving into their demands, because they will keep on asking you, they will call you even after sending money today, there's another need tomorrow and all that. So if you continue saying yes to them and giving them all the money that you earn, 95% of the salary that you earn, you be in debt, and at the same time you don't have money to do anything when your job does not work for you anymore. Look at how last year went. It was nothing like we planned. We all had plans. 2020 was the year for a lot of us. We were so excited from 2019. Oh, 2020 is going to be the year. Oh, 2020 is the year when we do this, when we do that, when we do this, when we do that. All of a sudden, it was nothing close to the year that we envisioned in any way. There was a pandemic. A lot of things happened. People lost their jobs. People died. So you cannot be spending money like this. You cannot be giving every amount of money that you're making to your family without having any savings, any emergency fund for yourself. That's one financial mistake that you should not make in your 20s. That's one financial mistake you need to avoid in your 20s. And if you've been doing that, now is the time to change. The second thing that you should do in your 20s, the second financial mistake or money mistake to avoid in your 20s, is quitting your job when you don't have anything to fall back on. I made this mistake in 2019. Before I became a full-time freelancer, in Nigeria there's something called the National Youth Service. I'm going to put a picture here. So after studying in college, university, you have to serve your country for a year wearing this uniform, and then you be posted to anywhere. So after that, that's when you start looking for a proper job. Most companies in Nigeria will not employ you until you have that NYSC discharge certificate. So after I finished from uni in 2017, went for the National Youth Service in 2018. From 2018 April, I finished my National Youth Service around 2019 March, and in a week after my NYSC, I got a job in a bank. And guess who refused to resume even after doing everything? I got everything. I was supposed to do the medicals and submit the documents. My grantors had signed everything. I made a video about that. I'm going to put it here so you guys can go and watch it. But what I'm trying to say is that I didn't do the job. I didn't take the job, and I did not have anything to fall back on. My saving grace was that my mom was still kind enough to give me money, and then my uncles and my cousin were nice enough to give me money. But if I had to turn back the hands of time, I would not make that kind of mistake again. Like, freelancing actually paid off that I refused to take that bank job and I delved into freelancing. That has changed my life. But what if I do not have freelancing to fall back on? A lot of young people make this kind of mistakes. You cannot just wake up one day and quit your job. So what exactly is the plan? I was having a conversation with somebody today that quits a job without a plan. What exactly is the plan? So do you have emergency funds saved? No, you don't. Do you have money in the bank saved? No, you don't. Do you have investments to fall back on? No, you don't. Are your parents going to fund your life until you find your feet? No, you don't. So don't quit your job without a plan. I get you want to figure out what you want to do in your life, you want to move on to the next stage of your life, and you feel that quitting this job will make sense. But if you want to quit your job, you can have like a 6-month plan to save some money in the bank, so that when you quit your job, you will have something to fall back on. You don't want to start from scratch. Nobody's giving anybody money at this time. I'm not giving anybody money at this time. Like, if you're not my family, for me to give you money, you have to really mean a lot to me and all that, because things are very hard, and then some people, you give them money and they will not pay you back. So people are not actually giving people money this period. You understand? So you don't want to quit your job and then have hope in friends that you will borrow money from them and all that, because it might not work out. So before you quit your job, make sure you have a plan. If you want to quit your job to become a freelancer, well, I'm telling you from somebody that did that, and even though it worked for me, I don't think it's going to work for anybody. It's not going to work for everybody like that, okay? It's not going to work for everybody like that. So if you want to quit your job to become a freelancer, think about it, or maybe start freelancing on the side while you're doing your job, and when you're sure that freelancing is paying you already, you can quit. For instance, Patricia Bright, she was doing YouTube and she was working she was an accountant, and when she was doing her YouTube on the side, and when it was clear that the YouTube thing was paying her as much as her job was paying her, she quit her job. So I don't think you should quit your job without having any plan. I understand that some workplaces are toxic, so if you know your place of work is toxic, by every means please leave that place, because you might go crazy from there. But if it's not about being toxic, it's about you wanting to figure out what you want to do, have a financial plan before you quit your job. Number 3, live below your means. A lot of people, especially here in Lagos, Nigeria, are living above their means. Like you're buying designer bags that your salary cannot even pay for. You are buying expensive hair that your salary cannot even pay for. Living in pricey apartments that your salary cannot pay for. I'm not trying to throw shades to myself here, okay? Because this apartment is not pricey. But what I'm trying to say is that most young people don't live. Most young See, a lot of people are actually living above their means. You're probably earning 100,000 naira, and then you are buying hair of 70k. What is wrong with you? Do you understand? 100,000 naira is little to live in Lagos, Nigeria, and then you're buying hair 70k. So the 30,000 naira, by the time you enter, you try to transfer yourself to work, who is going to give you the remaining money that you need to go to work to earn the remaining 100k for the next month? It does not make any sense to live above your means, okay? It does not make any sense to live above your means. What you can do, if you see that there's a particular lifestyle that you like and your job is not giving you enough money to pursue that lifestyle, you can find a side hustle. For instance, I have a full-time job, I also freelance, and then I have a part-time job that I do like sometimes and all that, and there are like projects here and there like sometimes. So because I know that maybe one source of income is no longer enough for me, and I have a lot of things that I am doing with money. So if you know that you have like a lot of plans or you want to live large, I'm not even living anything close to being large. Like I'm not living anything remotely close to living large, okay? But then if you want to live large and your salary cannot be enough for that, maybe you should take up another job, a side hustle, start a business on the side, or even meet your employers to promote you, or find something within your organization if you're not a business person that you can do to make more money. I recommend you to read Ari Selgu's The Smart Money Woman to get what I'm talking about. But by every means, live below your means. Don't buy things that you cannot afford. Don't go into debt buying bags or buying stuff, or maybe trying to maybe redecorate your place when you cannot afford it, or buying new shoes, or there's just a lot of stuff, buying the latest gadgets that you cannot afford. Why are you living like that? Why are you doing that? It does not make any sense. So it's very important, it's essential that you live below your means. Live below your means. Do things that you can actually afford to do. Like so your chest will not pain you when you are making this kind of financial plan. Do you understand? Try to live below your means. Number 4, don't buy into trends. This is still linked to living below your means. Don't buy because everybody is buying like a bone straight. Yeah. Because everybody is buying bone straight, then you buy bone straight. I cannot afford to buy bone straight, so you just buy bone straight. So when you wear your hair, how are you going to eat? Maybe you eat your hair or something like that. Don't just buy into trends, because trends fade. So buy things that you actually need, and don't buy things because they are in vogue. Buy things that you need. Make sure that every purchase is calculated. It's very important. Number 5, emergency funds. Emergency funds have saved me so many times. Like sometimes that I know that I am broke, I don't have any money in my account, but I know that somewhere, maybe on none of the fintech apps that I use, there's still money there, even though I pretend like there's no money there or something like that. Do you understand? So it's just like an emergency fund. So when things are so freaking bad that I don't have one kobo, I'll just go and shamelessly pay my breaking fee for Piggyvest, withdraw my money, and rice is always at home. Okay, so it's very important that you have emergency funds saved somewhere, whether it's in your bank or you use a Piggyvest account. You guys already know, like, I'm going to put the link below. I am a Piggyvest affiliate. I have like a link. So if you want to save on Piggyvest, you can use my link. If you want to save on, I have something to do by, sorry, I have something to do by 5. So if you want to save on Piggyvest, you can actually use my link and get 1,000 naira. So make sure you have emergency funds so that when you don't have money in your account and you need to do something urgently, like urgent, you need urgent 2k, urgent 5k, urgent 10k or something like that, you have money to fall back on. Number 6, not paying for what you owe. Like, that's what a lot of people do. Like, you borrow money from this person, from that person, from this person, from that person, you borrow money everywhere, and then like you allow the money pile up. You don't pay your bills, you don't pay your rent. I don't know how people don't pay rent though. Like, and like, I don't get it. I don't understand how people owe rent and then you're living your best life. Like, how are you sleeping well at night knowing fully well that you are actually owing rent? So don't allow your bills, your debts pile up. If it's rent that you're owing, pay it. If you're owing any bill, pay it. If you're owing anybody, pay it. Because when they start to pile up like this, you get frustrated and it's not something that you want to deal with in your 20s. I'm not saying don't borrow. If you feel that you need to borrow, by every means borrow, but the important thing is making sure that you pay back the amount of money that you owe. Don't allow your debts to pile up. I don't know which number that I'm on right now, but let's see. The next thing is buying things that will be beneficial to you. Buying things that will be beneficial to you is very important. What are the things that will make you have like a better life? I'm not saying like go over the top, but then there's some common things that will help you have a better life. For instance, maybe a generator. You're in Nigeria, you're working from home, you need to buy a generator. It's essential to you. So something that you can save towards, because you need a generator in your house. Do you understand? So look for things that are beneficial. Pay for things that are beneficial. For instance, I'm a writer. I'm also like a brand manager for a particular company, and I also do a lot of writing. Like, I write for my clients on the various freelancing websites. I write thousands of words. So Grammarly Premium is something that is beneficial for me. For my job in the company that I work for, Canva Pro is essential. So there are some things that are essential, that are beneficial, that make you work better, that I feel that you have to pay for. But some things you don't actually need them. So really, you don't need to pay for them. I don't know if you get what I'm talking about. The next thing is buying cheap. I used to be guilty of this thing. Instead of buying something that is like quality, you buy various cheap things, and at the end of the day, you don't really have anything to fall back on, because the cheap things have showing you that they have a mind of their own. So I'm not saying that you should break the bank to purchase whatever you want to purchase, but what I'm trying to say is that make sure what you're buying is quality enough. Make sure you're buying something quality, something that will last for you, and not, you don't want to buy one cheap watch that is going to spoil in a week instead of buying one quality watch. And quality does not always have to be very expensive. Do you understand? It's just something that you can like put money together and get it, instead of getting something that is cheap. Do you understand? The next thing is zero financial goals. Like, you have, what's your financial plan? Apart from Canada in Jesus' name, because I know Nigerians will tell me Canada in Jesus' name. What's your financial plan aside from Canada in Jesus' name? You don't have any financial plan. There's zero financial plan, zero plan for anything. You're just like, the money is just like, when the money just comes, it's like, oh, money is here, and then you spend the money and start from scratch the next month. So you're living from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And how does it even make any sense? How does it make any sense? You need to have like a financial goal, have something that you're saving towards. One thing I do is that I have financial goals for the quarter. So in December, towards the last week of December, I have like this, I have a Samsung Note app. I use a Samsung, so I have this Note app on my phone. So I wrote down my financial goals for the year, like what I want to do. I'm going to pay for this, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that, and then I have to give money to this one, I have to do this and all that. So when I do anything, I tick it, I'm trying to know what's happening. So I have this particular goal for quarter 1 of 2021, and this is quarter 2. So there is also a financial goal for quarter 2. So I have things that I want to achieve financially, things that I want to do, things that I want to buy on this list. So when I pay for anyone, I tick it. Maybe rent, I tick it. Maybe I want to buy a new gas cooker. I'm not buying a new gas cooker, sorry. But maybe I want to buy something new, I tick it and all that. Do you understand? So you need to have a financial goal. That way you know that if you are saving money or keeping money somewhere, you are keeping the money for something, and it makes you feel productive instead of not having any goal and just spending money like your money grows like grass or something like that. We don't do that here. It's not cool. The next thing that you need to do is to lying about money to people. If you need help, just ask for it. Really, stop lying. Okay, stop lying. If you need help, open your mouth and ask for it. You're not in a competition with anybody, okay? And nobody is actually paying your bill. So I don't really know why you feel the need really to lie about your money, lie about your finances. Sorry, I'm checking the time. I have like something to do by 5. I have okay. There's really no need to lie to people about money, because nobody's in a competition with you, and people in the public that you feel that are looking at you, nobody actually cares. Okay, nobody actually cares the amount of money that you're making, about the amount of money that you're making or anything. We don't really care. So stop lying to people about money, so that when you actually need money, people can actually help you. The next thing that you need to do in your 20s is making sure you invest. Don't invest blindly. Please make sure you do your research when it has to do with investing, so that you don't lose all the money that you have. It's important to make your money work for you, because keeping your money in the bank line, they're not using it to do anything, does not make any sense. So there are a lot of things that you can invest in: index funds, equity, real estate, and cryptocurrency. Make sure you do your research. Even agriculture, there are a lot of things that you can invest in, so make sure you do your research before investing. If you're looking to understand investing, you should follow Patricia Bright's channel, The Break, to know more about maybe investing in properties and a bunch of stuff. The next thing is starting a family without money. Who is supposed to give you the money? You want your children to be calling us wicked aunties and uncles. You want your children to be calling other people wicked aunties and uncles, because there is really no point starting a family in your 20s when you don't have the money to start one. So if you don't have the finances to start a family in your 20s, there is no point doing that. If you are sure that you want to start a family in your 20s, make sure you have the finances to fund the dream of starting a family that you have. I hope this makes a lot of sense. So I think that's about that for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching these videos. If you want more financial tips, let me know. If you're in your 30s, can you tell us some of the mistakes that you made in your 20s? And if you're in your 20s, if I called you out on any of these things, leave a comment below. Okay, leave a comment below. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Until I come your way again next time, be good, be nice to your neighbors, and bye. Just make sure you spend smartly. Okay, make sure you spend smartly.